Welcome back. Today we're going to tie the classic Prince Nymph. We're going to tie this on a size 10 today, standard nymph hook. Got a gold bead on this one to start. And we're just going to jump right into this one because I've got a lot of shit to get done up before it's time to go back to work tomorrow. So I'm going to apologize for this one feeling like it, well, it's not going to feel a little rushed or anything. It's just it's a quick pattern, but definitely one that we should all carry, you know. Like I said, it's one of the classics. It's been around forever and still catches fish. There's a lot of different ways that folks fish this, a lot of different imitations as well. Tied big enough, it can be a stonefly, it can pass for a caddis, it can, you know, with the white goose biots over the back, a lot of folks back home fish these for the ISO nymph with a lot of success. And I've actually seen folks use them as a trailer on a streamer setup. Haven't tried that one myself, but I know folks that do it. And once again, with success, it's just a very versatile pattern, but also one of the time-tested ones that's just been around forever. Like I said, it can imitate a lot of different things. But we're going to go ahead and get into this one. I had some 15 thousandths lead wire just to secure my gold bead there. And like I said, we're doing this one in a size 10 today. I'm going to go with some gray goose biots for the tail on this one. Mainly because I cannot find my brown. Who knows where the hell they're at, but that's going to be really the only variation on this. The ones that you'll typically see are the brown goose biots, but this will still catch fish for you if you're like me and can't find brown biots. So there we go. We're just setting that back. That's probably half the length of the hook. And then we just turn those biots against themselves. That way they kind of flare out and they give you that nice little tail section right there. And then from there, we're going to take this up to the front. We're going to run this. The girls are barking outside. Oh, busted thread. I'm using 8/0 thread here. This was the only olive that I had, so I'm using some 8/0, and I left the door open so the girls could come in and out, and we're getting some outside distractions. You know, I thought this was going to be a pretty quick video. I'd probably put money down that won't be the first time I bust this thread. I'm going through a mouse run right now. As you can see on the comb there, I'm going through a mouse run. I did about 2 dozen of them. I'm on my last half dozen, and you get pretty heavy handed on them with going up to a 200 gel spun on the head. So I'm assuming that's not going to be the last time I bust this thread here. Even some 6/0 would have been nice. Probably still break it though. Alright, I'm going to trim those just shy of the bead and then run that stuff right through there. Make sure my hand's out of the way. And then just get that tied in. A nice little taper right there. Next step on this is I'm going to take a Brassie sized gold wire. And this one's brand new, so I'm probably gonna have to peel the top off of that one to get everything out completely. Oh yeah, they got that one twisted around real good. They got that one really secure. Put that top back on. this off. I'm just gonna keep this longer on the wire here, that way I'm not fighting it all. And typically when I tie these, I'll tie multiples, like dozens at a time, so I'll just take a longer piece of wire. But for this one, we're just doing the one, but I'm still gonna go with the old habits. Hi, Cameron. How about you relax for a little bit, okay? All right, next up on this, we're gonna tie in our body, and that's gonna be just 3 strands of Peacock Herl. If I were gonna do a smaller pattern, I'd probably go 1 to 2, but being that this is a size 10, I'm gonna go with 3 strands of Peacock Herl, and I'm gonna take that to the front right there, and just 1 wrap right in front of the next, all the way to the front. Neighbors are bringing cattle in from the summer field out there, and got quite the commotion. Good to have the cattle back though. It's nice watching them in the evenings. And there we go. 1 wrap kind of pressed a little bit down there, but we'll be all right there. Our Overwings gonna cover that up. Now I'm just gonna take my gold wire and counter wrap that, just nice even wraps. 1 right in front of the next, nice, like I said, good symmetrical wraps. And that wire does 2 things really. It gives you, 1, a nice color breakup for the on the body, but 2, it really secures that Peacock Herl into place. That Peacock Herl is pretty fragile, pretty brittle. So if you go and skip the wire step, make sure that you have something down there, because 1 tooth in that Peacock and it'll just unravel the entire body. Next step on this is I'm going to take a brown hen saddle here, and I want to try and find something on the shorter side. If you go too big on that hen saddle, it'll really make those legs longer. Now I do like the longer legs on this, but if I go up, I picked that one from the bottom down here, even though it is a size 10, I picked that one up from the bottom, like right around there. If you go up to this top, even tying it in at the tips, those legs are really going to be long on you. Like I said, I do like them a little bit longer, but those would be a bit obscene. So I'm just going to I peeled that top section off and then just cut it off flush. Now I'm just going to make a couple of wraps to catch those fibers. There we go. It's cleaned up with the bead. And then I'm going to take some hackle pliers here, because I'm pretty sure I would break that thing if I just wrap it by hand. So I just want a nice sparse wrap on that saddle. So really I'm just doing a wrap and a half, and yeah, that's still a little bit on the long side for those legs. Let me see what I can do here. And let's see. Yeah, that's on the long side. So what I'm going to do is just trim this top section off. Get rid of those legs right there. And then on that underneath side, that'll kind of slim it down a little bit. That'll slim it down a little bit, so where the legs really aren't gonna be too awful prominent on the fly. It's actually not too bad right there. A little bit on the long side. I could have picked a smaller feather, but as you can see, like even picking that from the bottom, if I would have went way up to the top, that would have just engulfed the entire fly. Not terrible on that. I think it'll do all right. But definitely could have found something a little bit smaller. I'm once again toward the end of my saddles as well. So now we're just going to take some white goose biots and we're going to set this in. I'm going to put one go in the opposite, or I'm just going to crisscross these. I'm going to put them in one at a time. And I want that, my thumb's a little bit in the way there. I want that going almost the entirety of the way, or almost, want that going back almost the entirety of the body, almost into the tail. As you can see right there, it's a shade long, so let me pull that back slightly, and it's going almost the entire way back, that hook. So now we're going to flip this one and we're going to bring it the opposite direction. Actually, before I do that, I just want to stand that up and get a wrap that's not on that biot, and then that way it'll secure that into place for me. Get this one set in, like I said, we're crisscrossing it. Set that like so. See how our length looks, and then just adjust these how you want them so it's sitting on the top portion of the body. There's a couple of fibers there that are going to need to go. I'll get rid of those in a little bit. But you have a nice crisscross over the top right there. And then before we finish this one off, I just want to get that nice securing wrap underneath. And then trim that portion off. Same with this one. Trim that off, just kind of reset my overwings there. Now that that's done, just get a couple of clean wraps right in front of that bead head. Ooh, I didn't like that last whip finish. It kind of jumped on me a little bit, but we're gonna let that one go. We're gonna let that one go. That's a little, that's definitely on the long side right there. Definitely on the long side, but we're gonna live with it. It kind of gives you the gist of what we're after on that. One or two of these I can just take and trim out completely, and it kind of shortens that up a little bit. I definitely need a different saddle for that one, but because it's on the sparse side, we only did 1.5 turns and then cut some of it out. It's gonna work, but this will give you the gist of this one. Not the, once again, not the best pattern that I've had here. I had a comment on the last one and said, not your A game. Yeah, you're right. I agree with that one. It's been a little bit iffy here lately. Things have been fighting me. I haven't been tying near as much either. That's one of the things. I've been so busy working on stuff around here. It's just been kind of shifting the priorities around. But this is a half-ass version of the Prince Nymph. All of the pieces are there for you to tie one better than this. So hopefully you can do a little bit better. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next Wednesday.